Hello, my friends, and welcome back.
Yeah.
Today, we're taking a look at a clip where someone says, if you tell a fat person to lose weight, you must be stupid. They also go on to say some stuff about how losing weight will not make you happy. And they would know because they haven't done it. We're also going to be taking a look at a couple of miscellaneous bonus clips. I went ahead and classed up the joint a little bit. But this time I have a thermal on underneath. You know why? Because it's freaking cold. Time to defrost myself by applying comb to mustache.
Okay, you guys have to know that when you tell a fat person to lose weight, you're just outing yourself as stupid.
Yeah, dum-dums. You're just making yourselves look stupid when you tell a fat person to lose weight. Because it's not possible or something? I mean, one could say that you are being a jerk by saying that to random strangers who you do not know, but to say that somebody is stupid for saying that,
Like, you truly cannot tell me that you don't know that. You honestly believe that we haven't tried to lose weight?
Okay, so telling fat people to lose weight is stupid because you've already tried to lose weight. Oh, right. If you've tried and failed at something, then it's impossible and don't ever try again. That's what that means. Clearly, these people are dullards because you have already tried to lose weight and you did not. Therefore, it's impossible. Or, I don't know, you don't want to try it again. There's this law that prevents you from being tried for the same crime twice. It's called double jeopardy. That must be what this is. You don't want to try again. You already tried once. Hitting you with the law jokes. Wow, I really know how to have fun, huh? Why are you telling this to us as you walk through a parking lot at dusk? It's very ominous. Then you just start seeing this Wendy's in the background.
Nor that we are aware of our bodies. When you see a fat person loving themselves and promoting self-love, they're not promoting obesity.
Yeah, there seems to be some confusion here. There are some obese people going around saying that it's impossible to lose weight. 95% of diets fail. It's not unhealthy to be obese. Obese people live longer. And then when you call them out for promoting obesity, they say, we're not promoting obesity, we're just promoting body acceptance and self-love. No, actually, the problem that most people have with all your statements is all the untrue stuff that you said about science. All the stuff that I just mentioned. That's what people have a problem with. Nobody has a problem with you loving yourself. Promoting body positivity is not the same as spreading dangerous medical misinformation. And I don't think anybody goes to those videos where somebody's like, here's me in a dress so we can go on our bowling date. And then in the comments, people are like, you're promoting obesity. People might still be mean in the comments, but I don't think they're saying you're promoting anything just by trying on a dress.
They're not trying to say, be fat with me.
If you say that fat people live longer and they're more resilient to illness, which I've heard you guys say before, then yeah, that is kind of promoting obesity. If I told y'all that eating spinach would make you live longer, would you not say that I'm promoting the idea of eating spinach, right? People are going to eat it with the hopes of living longer. Maybe some people will gain some weight in the hopes that they might live longer or be more resilient to disease. If you're fat, statistically, if somebody punches you, their fist will just break.
They're genuinely just trying to fucking survive.
Whoa, 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 potty mouth. Alright, I understand you feel passionate and everything, but you watch the potty mouth, okay? Have you noticed that these people cuss a lot? It's always F this, F that, my F and this, my F and that. Why is there so much anger and bitterness within this community? Can I be as happy as you if I join? If so, dude, where do I sign up? I could use a little positivity in my life.
Because of people like you.
Because of me. What did I do? I didn't do anything.
And if you genuinely just are a jerk and want to bully us, great. But you have to know that from an outsider's perspective, you look stupid.
I agree. People that go around bullying people look stupid, and moreover, they look really insecure. Like, how many issues does the person have who bullies you from the anonymous account user12345? And they have the most negative things to say about your physical appearance that are all specific and stuff, like they're really trying hard to hurt you. Those people are very pathetic.
And once again, commenting on my page isn't gonna get you any views.
Why? Because you don't have any followers? Is that what you're saying? Am I wasting my time here?
I'm gonna delete it right away, and that's
Oh, you mean actually leaving a comment. That's not going to get your comment any views because you're going to delete the comment right away. Deleting somebody's comment off your page because you disagree with them is the equivalent of seeing two people debate like this. And therefore, I'm going to say that gravity is very real because of X, Y, and Z, which I just went into great detail explaining. Yes, that's all good and well, but oh, okay, I guess you win now because you stopped listening. If we try to ignore all the bad thoughts, they don't go away. They just amplify. Trust me, I know. I know all about bad thoughts and all the voices in your head saying negative things. What's that you say, inanimate plastic turtle? Get rid of all the phonies. I can't do that. They'll think I'm crazy if I do that. Oh, you guys are still here. Sorry. Oh, wow. The look on her face is like she was going as psychotic as I was just now. Oh, goodness, help me.
Kindness to you, because once again, you look stupid.
You seem to be pretty upset by whoever left you a negative comment or whatever. You know, uploading videos showing that the comment affected you negatively is just giving this person what they want. So I recommend that you don't even respond. Act like you didn't see it, or act like it just bounced off you. Even if it did affect you, don't let anybody know. Come on, man. Is this your first day on the internet? Even if somebody said the most horrific thing to you and it totally got under your skin, don't let them know that it totally got under your skin, man. That's an amateur move. What are you doing?
If in 2022 you still don't believe that we're aware, yikes for you, bro.
Right. If in 2022 you don't know that fat people are aware that they are fat and they should probably lose weight, yikes, bro. I agree that you shouldn't go around telling random strangers to lose weight. Yeah, you shouldn't do that at all. It's going to come off as bullying. But her response of saying that that person must be stupid for thinking that is pretty funny. Her reasoning behind it was funny. You must be stupid if you tell a fat person to lose weight because... Don't you think that we've tried to lose weight? Okay, well, they didn't tell you to try and fail yet again. They said to try and succeed this time. They did. I'm not telling anybody anything, man. It's not my business. You guys can go ahead and eat yourself right into whatever kind of situation you would like. By the way, there's not like apparitions floating around my house. Sometimes you see a dust particle float by and you can see it very easily. I don't know why. Same thing happened at my last place. I guess all the stuff that I brought with me is dusty. My stuff is dusty. I don't know, man. Next. Alright, she's going to be responding to this comment that says, so, can you all see that skinny is better? Just stop overeating. It's not that hard. Alright, once again, not a very helpful comment. That's not helpful at all, telling people to just stop overeating. I think some people don't even eat that much, they're just eating all of the wrong things. What's needed here is some education on what a proper diet is. Once you start eating healthy and stop eating processed junk food, you will stop craving the junk food and you will start feeling better from the good food. And this will motivate you to change. Sure, you'll have cravings for junk food and stuff here and there, but the longer you keep engaging in these healthy behaviors and not engaging in unhealthy behaviors, the easier it will get and the more you will want to do it. Especially if you exercise. After you exercise, dude, you're going to want to go eat something healthy, something that fuels you and builds a healthy body. You're not going to be like, let's go throw all my hard work away by eating donuts. Trust me, you're a lot less likely to go off the rails eating junk food if you exercise. It helps me every time, dude. After I go and lift weights, the last thing I want to do is eat some donuts or something. Sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent there.
The amount of times as a fat person I have been told to just stop eating is mind-blowing.
I believe you. I believe it.
This is the problem with society and fat phobia. You look at a fat person and you assume that all they do is stuff their face.
No, I don't assume that. They could just be eating the wrong things like I just spoke of. But of course, you are more likely to eat in excess if you're eating the wrong things, because those kind of foods just trigger more hunger.
When in reality, that fat person could have anorexia.
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Actually, no, I don't think they could, because one of the criteria for that particular ailment is being underweight. You didn't say atypical, Anna. You said Anna.
That fat person could have bulimia.
I mean, I suppose technically they could have bulimia. If so, I would say that's a strong argument against partaking in bulimia-type activities, right? It's not even making you lose weight, just making you unhealthy.
That fat person might be restricting their calories to 500 calories per day.
If that were the case, they would be losing weight, my friend, and they wouldn't be obese for that long.
and be very ill.
They're definitely very ill. That's the irony of obesity, is that you're also malnourished because you're not eating right. I have yet to see any of the What I Eat in a Day videos where people are eating actual food. It's always processed stuff, and there's nothing of actual nutritional value ever.
That fat person might be in starvation mode.
Starvation mode. Like Hannah used to say. I miss Hannah. She hasn't uploaded in forever. I wouldn't say they're in starvation mode when they still have all that adipose tissue to live off of for the next week.
Because they're told that they should stop eating altogether.
Okay, but they're still obese. So if they were in starvation mode because they had not been eating for so long, they wouldn't continue to be obese. You don't go into starvation mode the second you put the fork down.
And in fact, cannot lose weight because of it.
Cannot lose weight because of being in starvation mode? Oh, right. I forgot all those kids in Africa that are starving to death actually cannot lose weight because they're starving to death? What? Starvation mode prevents you from losing weight? But what about all the people that starve? Tell that to them. Thank God for starvation mode. Otherwise, millions of people would die from hunger every year.
That fat person might have some sort of disorder that prevents them from losing weight. Maybe like me, called polycystic ovarian syndrome. If you haven't heard of it, which you probably haven't.
No, we've all heard that a million times because overweight people like to use that as an excuse for why they can't lose weight. And I will just go ahead and reference Michelle McDaniel here. Yet again, she's got the PCOS and she's lost the weight, so I don't want to hear it.
You should look it up and be aware of women's issues. That person might be on a life-saving medication that has made them gain weight.
Once again, there are no medications that make you pull calories from the air. They might give you an increased appetite, but you are the one that eats the food.
That person might have had children and is in postpartum depression.
Yep, depression can make you overeat, that's for sure.
And you're telling them to stop eating.
Well, yeah, I agree that that's not good advice. There are much better ways to go about this thing. I talk about all the time eating simple meals that consist of a protein, a starch, and a veg or fruit in the proper ratios. Simple, rustic, come on.
That person might be suffering from binge eating disorder.
Yes, that one, yes. Most obese people are suffering from that one. It's one of those disorders that you cannot really hide. Some people hide their restrictive ED by wearing baggy clothes or whatever to a certain degree, but you cannot hide from having a binge ED.
Losing weight is not hard. It's everything else that comes along with it that is hard.
Like what?
Simple. Calories in versus calories out. Everyone on this earth knows that. But weight loss is not black and white. Weight loss, just like human beings, is complicated.
No, you just said it's calories in, calories out. It literally couldn't be simpler. Although, as I always say, not all calories are equal. You shouldn't be looking at it like that. You should have a certain amount of calories from protein, a certain amount of calories from carbs, and a certain amount of calories from veg. If you look at it that way, you'll be much better off. And ditch the sugar completely. You don't need any amount of calories from sugar or artificial sweeteners. You'll be just fine without it.
So many people, such as this commenter here, are going around with unresolved traumas.
Unresolved traumas. The way she's speaking, I don't know, it's very much like a child.
Because our medical system is in shambles and does not care about mental health.
Our medical system is in shambles and does not care about mental health. Who else but you can take care of your mental health? We can't get over your issues for you. You have to confront them and get over them.
So many people are going around with disorders that are not even acknowledged.
So many people are going around that have binge ED and claiming to have a restrictive ED.
Such as mental health disorders or eating disorders. You looking at a person and seeing their weight does not define their health.
If you're obese, you're unhealthy. If you're underweight, you're unhealthy.
Someone can look fat and be very healthy.
No, they can't. Being obese is terrible for you. You were very unhealthy when you were 20 pounds overweight, and it just continually got worse until you were 80 or 100 pounds and up overweight. If you're like 10 pounds overweight, yeah, that's probably not a huge deal at all. You'll be fine. But anything more like 20 pounds and up, it gets worse and worse the higher you go. Exponentially worse as you go up.
And someone who is thin can actually be very unhealthy.
That is true. They can have a terrible diet consisting of sugar and garbage. The same kind of diet that an obese person has, but in less volume to where they don't become obese. Obviously, it is the diet that makes the person obese and makes them unhealthy.
The amount of people in this comment section that said they have anorexia or bulimia and were told and praised for their body weight when in fact they were dying inside is very telling.
Some people in the comments had Anna, and they were praised for their weight loss. By who? I've never seen somebody that was dangerously underweight, and I was like, hey man, good job. You're looking great these days. I've never seen anybody encourage that behavior except for other people with Anna, because they have their own weird little pro-Anna spaces.
It is so upsetting that people think that health equals weight. As someone else in my comments said, they were dying of cancer and lost 100 pounds and were praised for their weight loss.
Alright, this is going to sound messed up, but even if you are dying of cancer, you can still make the joke like, hey, I might be dying, but I've dropped like 3 dress sizes, so...
Skinny is not better. Yes, being fit is ideal, but not at the cost of your mental health or your health in general. So many women and men have broken out of society's standards. They have broken up with diet culture, and they have been the healthiest and happiest that they have ever been with intuitive eating.
Are you sure about that? We can do a little case study on this. I was actually thinking about making a video about this topic, but if you go to the intuitive eating subreddit and do a search for weight gain, you will find post after post after post of people gaining a ton of weight while intuitive eating, and they're like, is this okay? Should I be gaining this weight? At first I wasn't concerned, but then I just keep gaining more and more and more. Am I ever going to reach my set weight? So yeah, dude, it's very common that you gain weight on intuitive eating. That's not something that somebody with binge ED should ever be doing. If intuitive eating has any legitimacy, it would only be for people that have a healthy relationship with food. And what I mean by that is that you're not addicted to processed food. You just eat regular meals. You don't have an addiction problem with those foods, because then you won't find your intuition drawing you to the cheesecake. It'll draw you to the chicken and the rice and whatever stuff. My third eye is hungry. My intuition is leading me to the cake.
Just because you look at someone and don't find them sexually appealing does not mean that they are not healthy human beings.
Okay. Well, you sure have a lot written down here. I can see you looking at your little script this whole time.
And those human beings still deserve access, not only in everyday life, with clothing, with being able to go out to a restaurant.
Actually, nobody deserves anything to be handed to them. You deserve whatever you work for only. You don't deserve clothing that fits you, or a restaurant specially catered to you, or extra large seats. Nobody deserves that. People can either lose weight to fit into the infrastructure that's in place, or they can build their own larger infrastructure. Nobody else owes you anything.
Without being ridiculed, but going to a doctor and getting fair medical treatment. Your sexual attraction to someone does not define if they are healthy or not. And finally, do you know what else is not hard? Not making fat-phobic comments. Just keep scrolling. Maybe it's a skill that you need to learn. Have a great day.
Wow, the person that left that comment must be honored. She wrote out like a 3-page frickin' manuscript to respond to you with. And even though she wrote out this 3-page manuscript, it just went over the same talking points that every other fat activist goes over. It's like she Googled signs of fat phobia or some nonsense like that. Next. Alright, she's responding to a comment that says, to begin with, I am fat, but I think that this treatment is deserved and useful, because no one should be fat if they do not have a medical condition. Oh yeah, this video is going to be about thin privilege and how she knows that it's real because she lost some weight and then everybody treated her differently.
This comment section broke my heart in so many ways. I feel like I could talk about the comment section of this video all day, but there are 2 things that I really wanted to address in this video. The first thing is so many comments that I got were from fat people or former fat people that were saying that the reason why we are treated this way is because of our confidence issues, and that we are treated better now because we project more happiness to the world.
Perhaps that's a valid point. If you think thin privilege is real because people treat you better now that you're not overweight, perhaps it's that you are more confident, and perhaps it's because you're also not looking at everybody and tripping out about whether or not they're judging you, because you don't feel insecure. If people were judging you now, you probably wouldn't be as likely to notice because you're living your life. When you were overweight, you were obsessing about what everybody thought about you because you were insecure.
This breaks my heart because why are we gaslighting ourselves and justifying why people treat us shit? There's absolutely no reason why anyone should treat you poorly, especially because of the size of your body.
Right, we should all be nice to each other and all that happy stuff. But you don't have any sort of privilege by being thin. You may be treated less if you are overweight, but the good way in which you were treated when you were thin is not a privilege.
Do you ever think that when fat people get thinner, they're treated better by society and that's why they're happier?
Happiness comes from within. Your happiness is not reliant on how other people treat you. If it is, then your happiness is a fragile thing that you are not in control of, and you will never be happy. You're just a leaf caught in an updraft, not in control of yourself or your own life.
It's very rare that losing weight actually makes you happy.
Oh yeah? Dude, stop. Stop. Anybody that's lost weight can tell you they're 1,000 times happier in every single aspect of their lives, dude. Stop.
It's the impact that it has on your life in society that makes you happy.
Oh yeah? It's not the fact that now you can see your own genitals? That doesn't make you happy? It's not the fact that you're not winded getting off the couch? That's not what makes you happy? It's not the fact that you're not fatigued all the time? That's not what makes you happy? It's the way that people treat you in society? Yeah, your whole basis for everything is how other people treat you. Like I said, you'll never be happy that way. You're allowing every single random human being to have all this power over your happiness.
It gives you more status. It gives you more likability. It gives you more access to things.
Right, all of your points are all about external things. A lot of people are deeper than that, dude. And they feel ways about things that come from the inside. Like, I'm not a failure. I tried and accomplished the hard work of losing weight.
When you are fat, you don't have the access to things that thin people have.
If you are so large that you cannot fit in regular infrastructure, you have bigger problems than going on a roller coaster, my friend. I couldn't even fit in the roller coaster, and now that's my biggest complaint. That's what I'm complaining about, dude. The quality of your life must be very low, and the first thing you're worrying about is going on a roller coaster or dating or something. It's like, bruh, you have an oxygen tank, okay? You're fighting a deadly disease and you're over here complaining about roller coasters.
Such as being able to go to the doctor, going to a store and being able to fit things, going to a restaurant and not being shamed for what you're eating. The way that you're treated by society highly affects your mental health. And
the way you're treated by society highly affects your mental health. So it's up to us, a bunch of random people in society, to make random people feel better about themselves. If you harm yourself because of words that I said to you, it's my fault. This is the silliest bunch of nonsense I've ever heard. Take personal responsibility and quit having such a brittle spirit.
What you put out into the world. And of course, there are going to be miserable people that put out being miserable.
You're finally talking about yourself and the movement that you're a part of. Yeah, I would say there's definite misery there. You're trying to make the rest of us just as miserable as you so you feel better about it.
But a lot of that is caused by the way that they're treated.
No. Stop blaming society for all your personal ailments. Take control of your life, bro. It's not my fault you did whatever you did.
By society, by friends, by family, by doctors. You would also feel sad and angry and miserable if you were treated like subhuman because of something that you may not even be able to control.
All right, well, quit giving alcoholics a hard time then for all their poor life decisions. And when they go drinking and driving, just realize, they can't really control it. They have a disease that compels them to drink. So, sometimes you got to drive somewhere. So don't be too mad at them, okay? It's society. It's the way that society treats alcoholics that makes them drink more, I guess. It's my fault, Mark.
Saying, oh, well, you're happier now, and that's why people want to be around you. Yeah, I wonder why I'm happier now. Because I'm not being bullied to death over the size of my body.
Wow, dude. Ugh. Okay, so it's not all the improved health benefits that make you feel better and the fact that you're eating nutritious food now that makes you feel better. It's the fact that you perceive society is not holding you back as much now. Like I said earlier, I think that if you're thin, you're just not paying attention to what anybody else is doing. Like, I couldn't give a crap less what anybody else on this planet is doing. When I was overweight, though, I was a bit more self-conscious. I did think some of the things that these people think. Like, when I went into a room, I would think that people were looking at me or being like, oh, wow, look at that fat dude. Or, like, making fun of me or something. I did think that. It was likely all in my head.
Just something to think about. Stop gaslighting yourselves and stop gaslighting fat people over that. And secondly, I think a lot of people don't understand what thin privilege really means. Nowhere in my video did I ever say that thin people or skinny people don't get bullied. Everyone gets bullied. This is the thing. Everyone gets bullied unless you are like the perfect, most beautiful human being on this earth who still get bullied because people are jealous of them. This is the thing. Thin people might get bullied. Fat people will get bullied.
That's not true. I've met plenty of fat people that didn't get bullied by anybody. They were usually like a self-aware fat person that would make fun of themselves occasionally, and then nobody else would because they would just be like, oh, this guy, he's actually funny about it, you know? For some reason, people are weird like that. If you got something going on with yourself that somebody would have bullied you about, and then you just take the piss out of yourself anyway, you're like, yeah, man, a fat guy like me really loves cake or whatever. Then after you do that, for some reason, people don't feel like bullying you. They're like, he's not really going to react, you know? He already knows that he's fat, so there's no point here. Let's go bully that chick that gets all mad every time we make fun of her. That's how human beings... Unfortunately, man, that's how human beings are. They're sick.
Are there exceptions, and do some people never get bullied? Absolutely. But I bet that those people still get judged by society.
You know who doesn't get bullied? People who refuse to be bullied. People who just don't give a crap. Like, you start laughing, ha ha, and they're just like, what's wrong with you? What are you, an idiot? And then they just walk away. Like, you can't bully people unless they engage with your bullying behavior. Bullying is when you annoy somebody and then they freak out and get a bunch of negative emotions, and then you laugh at the negative emotions. If somebody doesn't give a crap, or they're like more aggressive or dominant than you are, you cannot bully them. Not at all, dude.
Which is what I was saying. People still look down on them for their body size. Thin privilege does not mean that you go around having extra things.
Right, because it doesn't exist. It's not privilege. You worked hard to get the weight loss, to be thin, and now you are. So if you can fit in the elevator now, good on you, mate. It's not a privilege. It's the reward for your hard work.
That other people don't have.
Just because other people don't get rewarded for the hard work that they did not do does not mean that your hard work is illegitimate and doesn't deserve praise.
Because you're thin. Thin privilege is being able to walk into a store and them carrying your size.
Yeah, you've said that about 5 times now.
Thin privilege is going to the doctor.
You said that one as well already.
And getting fair medical care and not being told that you need to lose weight before they do so.
Fat privilege is being able to eat yourself into obesity off of a regular 9-to-5 job, right? You're not even rich, but you look like an emperor from back in the day who just sat around eating the finest of foods and being fed grapes. See, back in the day, you had to be really rich to become obese because you had to eat just tons of actual food to get to that size, and most people didn't have access to all that food. Today, thanks to the advent of modern technology and highly processed foods, even you and I can become obese. What a time to be alive.
Thin privilege is being able to go to a hockey rink and being able to sit in the seat.
Oh? All right, well, I don't know about that one. That's a very highly specific, highly regionalized one. Are you in Canada?
Is it your fault that you have thin privilege? No, it is not. It is completely valid to struggle with your weight and your body image, but fat people are systemically oppressed.
That's the difference. Yeah, no, fat people are not systemically oppressed, and even if they were, that wouldn't make their struggles more legitimate. Fat people are systemically oppressed. Therefore, their oppression is more valid than yours. How many times are we going to hear this tired-ass, weak argument that is invalid? If you're fighting a deadly disease, such as obesity, the last thing you need to worry about is what everybody else is doing and the privileges that they may or may not have. What you need to worry about is getting your own things in order. If you can't go up a flight of stairs without getting winded, you don't need to be worrying about the system, okay? What you need to be worried about is getting your own stuff in order before you stop living. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.